Hey everyone, welcome back to Native Flow English. I'm Shara, and today I'm stoked to share something seriously powerful with you. A 10-minute daily practice. Yep, you heard right, just 10 minutes. This can completely transform your English fluency. If you commit to this every single day, your speaking is going to get lightning fast. The words will just roll off your tongue, and you'll feel like a total rock star every time you open your mouth. I know it sounds almost too simple, but trust me, it's not just simple, it's seriously effective. It's a game changer. This is the same method that countless language learners use to go from I understand, but I can't speak, to I speak easily and naturally, no problem. So, if you're ready to take your English to the next level, let's dive in. First off, let's break down why just 10 minutes a day can make such a massive difference. When most people think about leveling up their language skills, they picture endless lessons, huge textbooks, and mind-numbing grammar drills. But the real deal is, your brain learns languages best through short, regular bursts of contact. Got it? Small, consistent interaction, not those super long, infrequent study sessions. Your brain needs that daily dose of English. Even just 10 minutes a day can be way more effective than a single 2-hour class each week. Why is that? Because your brain stays locked in English mode. It starts connecting words at warp speed. It remembers phrases like a boss, and it builds speaking confidence without even trying. 10 minutes might seem like a drop in the bucket, but over a month, that adds up to 300 minutes of focused practice. That's a solid 5 hours of English training. Now, let's talk about the actual goal of this practice. A lot of learners get caught up in just knowing English. They want to master every grammar rule. They want to memorize every single word in the dictionary. They want to ace every exam. But fluency isn't just about knowledge. It's about action, about doing. So, the whole purpose of this 10-minute routine is super simple. To make English feel completely natural. To make speaking English feel Osheratic, like second nature. To help you ditch that constant translating in your head and start thinking directly in English. And the best part is, you don't need a teacher breathing down your neck. You don't need to be stuck in a classroom. You don't need to shell out a fortune for expensive courses. You can do this anywhere, anytime. At home, chilling on your couch, relaxing in a park, whipping up a snack in your kitchen, or even crammed on a crowded bus. Now, here's the lowdown on how to actually do it. I'm going to break those 10 minutes into 5 super easy steps. You can do them all in one fell swoop, one right after the other, or you can mix and match them to fit your schedule. The most important thing is to make sure you do them every single day. Okay, every day without fail. The first 2 minutes are all about input, listening. Find something simple in English that you can easily follow. A podcast, a YouTube video, a casual conversation. You can even use the Native Flow English podcasts. Wink, wink. It should be something you understand at least 80% of. Don't sweat it if you don't catch every single word. Just listen. While you're listening, try not to get hung up on translating. Focus on the overall rhythm, the intonation, and how the words flow together. This trains your ear to think in English and gets your brain prepped and ready for speaking. So, here's a pro tip for you. Pro tip means advanced tip, just so you know. Choose the same short audio clip every day for a whole week. Repetition is going to turbocharge your fluency faster than constantly jumping to new material every day. Here's step number 2. Speak out loud for 2 minutes. Now it's showtime. Time to let those words fly, even if nobody else is around to hear you. Pick a few phrases or sentences from what you were listening to and say them out loud. Try to mimic the pronunciation perfectly. Match the speed. Copy the melody. It might feel a little weird at first, like you're putting on an act, but this is how your mouth learns the physical movements of the language. Speaking is a physical skill, just like tickling the ivories on a piano or cruising down the street on a bike. The more you get your mouth moving and grooving in English, the faster you're going to improve. And here's another pro tip for you. Don't stress about making mistakes. Fluency comes from repetition and practice, not from chasing some impossible idea of perfection. Now we're moving on to step 3, personalize. You should spend 2 minutes on this. Take what you've just been working with and make it all about you. If the audio said something like, I usually wake up early, then tweak it to something personal about your life. I usually wake up at 7. I usually wake up at 6. Or maybe, I don't usually wake up early on weekends. This step is super important because it turns passive knowledge into active skill. It helps you connect English to your real life, and that's how you actually remember it. That's how you turn it into something you can use. Step number 4, practice speaking freely for 2 minutes without reading or copying anything. Talk about your day. Describe the stuff you see around you. Explain what you're planning to do, Shararo. The specific topic really doesn't matter at all. What's important is that you keep talking continuously for 2 solid minutes without stopping. At first, you might feel like you're moving at a snail's pace. That's totally okay. The goal here isn't to be a speed demon. It's to develop a natural flow, to keep speaking continuously without any awkward pauses. With time and practice, your words will come faster, your sentences will sound more natural, and you'll feel way more confident. So, for example, you could talk about what you did yesterday, or you could talk about your favorite places to go, or you could even talk about your plans for the upcoming weekend. And here's step number 5. Spend the last 2 minutes reflecting on your practice, reviewing, and considering what you've learned. Ask yourself, which phrases felt easy? Which words were difficult? What kind of mistakes did I notice myself making? You don't need to write everything down in a notebook. Just take a few moments to think about it. This helps your brain organize what you've learned and get prepped for the next day's practice. And then, repeat the whole process Shararo and the next day and the day after that. Now you might be thinking, seriously? Can 10 minutes a day really help me speak fluently? And the answer is a resounding yes. Here's the breakdown of why this works. First, repetition builds confidence. When you repeat these little snippets of language every day, they become Osheratic. Second, consistency builds memory. Your brain remembers things much better with regular, short practice sessions than with those long, infrequent study marathons. Third, daily speaking builds fluency. Even just 2 minutes of free speaking each day trains your brain to think and talk at the same time. And fourth, personalization builds connection. When you connect English to your real life, you stop forgetting it so easily. The real secret here isn't what you do, it's how often you do it. Now, before we wrap things up, Let me share 3 common mistakes that learners often make with this method. Mistake number 1, skipping days. Fluency grows from that consistent, daily contact. If you take a break for a week or 2, you're going to lose momentum, you're going to lose motivation, and it's going to be harder to get back into the groove. So, the solution is simple. Even if you're super busy, just squeeze in 5 minutes. A short version is always better than skipping it entirely. Mistake number 2, chasing perfection. If you wait until you feel ready, or until your grammar is absolutely perfect, you're never going to speak. If you're waiting for that magical day when you suddenly have 2 hours a day to dedicate to English, you might be waiting forever. So, the solution is to focus on progress, not perfection. Fluency is a messy process. Language learning in general is messy, and that's perfectly okay. And here's mistake number 3, practicing without emotion. If your practice feels boring and dull, your brain is just going to tune out. So, the solution is to choose topics that you genuinely love. Talk about your hobbies. Talk about your dreams. Talk about your goals. Make English personal and engaging. So, my friends, now you know the real secret. It's not some magic app. It's not a perfect textbook that's going to solve all your problems. It's not memorizing every single grammar rule in the book. It's just 10 minutes. 10 minutes every single day. Listen, speak, personalize, free talk, reflect. If you commit to this for just 1 week, you'll start to feel the difference. If you keep it up for 1 month, other people will start to notice the difference in your speaking. And if you stick with it for 6 months, your fluency is going to absolutely explode. Remember, language isn't something you just learn in a classroom. It's built in those small, daily moments, while you're making coffee in your kitchen, while you're strolling through the park, even while you're brushing your teeth. So start today. Set a timer for 10 minutes and dive right in. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Native Flow English. I'm Shara, and until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Bye for now. Peace out.